I would love to be a witch. I think that that's great.
If you are a witch, you are a witch. That's what witches say. They're just
I'm
like,
gonna be a witch.
claim it.
I'm a witch.
There you go.
Cool. Oh my god, I feel empowered.
Do you feel different?
I feel fucking empowered. I am a witch. I love that. But
sorry, Casey, we're changing this podcast to witch podcast.
Sorry, Casey. This podcast is now about witchcraft. So sorry.
Witches. 2 witches and a Christian. Oh.
Ooh, fun.
Do we like this?
I can also just feel Casey
2 witches,
being like,
a Christian, and an atheist.
And an atheist. That's fun. I love that. What
Zach's
was I
like,
tell you?
I'm not an atheist. Look at his head. He said, I'm not.
He just shakes his head. He's like, I'm not having this conversation.
Fuck out of here.
I love this. No, I love witches.
What I was gonna say
witches.
was that witches. So like, there's been this like stigma about witches and witchcraft because of the like the Salem witch trials and the Bible and like blah. But witches like really just like use the elements. Like they are at one with nature. They're typically a woman, like, and they like are, I don't know,
they're
affected by them. They're earth, and I have always been like, I'm that.
Yeah, no, there's so many. That's why I say Tiffany's a witch, because a lot of them work with essential oils. There's kitchen witches where they do a lot of like spells, I say in quotes, or like if you don't want to use the word spell, then they do like energy work with their food. They put energy into their food. Oh. There's green witches who specifically work with gardening and like doing vegetation. You know what I mean? There's eclectic witches who do a little bit of everything. There's a lot. There's actually a community of witches, and they do different stuff. They do different and if you don't want to use the word spells, or they do like it's really like energy work or manifestation, where they use elements from the earth and they put it out into the world. Like, I mean, it's no different than you sitting there and meditating, really. They just really take it to I think probably even a deeper level spiritually.
Yeah.
Can I say something that I hope doesn't come across as sexist? But
sure.
Let's be real here. Witches in modern, or maybe misogynistic, I don't know, maybe it's both. Witches in modern
now I'm horrified
media
at what you're gonna say.
I know.
Also are they're always portrayed as like being super hot too. So like whatever it is, like, don't you agree? Like maybe they're like 800 years old, but like when they like show themselves, sexy. It's like, So it is a funny thing to think about, like how we've like, and maybe this is actually a really important part of this conversation, is that
it is.
We have like over sexualized maybe witches into being like, they're bad, but they're like tempting,
But what I will say though is a part of witch culture is sexuality. I think that they're probably some of the most open of being like, well, I'm like, they're fucking feminists to the F, like fullest of the being. You know what I mean? Right. Like they're just F?
Like, I was like, are you just not cursing anymore?
Right? No. to the big F of feminism.
To the big F.
The big
F. Like they're out here in the streets being like fully sexual because they don't live by that. They live by a different rule of law. Like it's not like what people out here in regular society are doing.
Have you guys seen the movie Witch?
No.
Oh no. I wanted to watch it, but I haven't.
Oh my gosh!
Watch
that.
What's it on? Okay. Is it a classic?
Anywhere. It's on anywhere.
I think it's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure
it's on Netflix. It's got to be.
Is it a new?
It's 3 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say.
I made that up. The W looks like 2 V's. Like it's spelled.
Oh wait! I have seen it. What's her name is in it, right? The main girl.
Yes.
God, what's her name?
Anya.
Who plays in the chess game?
Anya.
Yes. Anya Taylor-Joy.
Taylor-Joy.
Queen Gambit.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't understand what the fuck was happening half the time, but okay, I appreciate
so
the goats.
Good. The goats.
Like, the goats came out they were acting their asses off.
The goats.
Oh, the goats. I thought you said the goats.
Paige is like, I don't know what this is.
Oh my god, Paige, you're in for a treat. It's a great movie.
I can't wait. I'll watch it. I love witchery.
Put on the subtitles when you watch it.
It's pretty thick accent.
I always have subtitles on
heavy.
Everything I watch. Everything.
It's heavy.
It is.
There's not a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of mood.
But when there is dialogue, you don't understand them.
And you're like, what?
You're like, wait, what did you say? Was that in tongues?
Huh? Was that in tongues?
It's anyway. That's a fun ass. That's like a good.
Hell yeah.
But see, here's the thing. Do you think that people who are into witch culture and do you think a movie like that they would be turned off by, or are they more turned off by movies like practical magic or
no, because witches.
Like
I think witches are. I feel like witches are turned off by like the commercialization a word? Commercialization of witches, which is like Harry Potter. And like,
I think the hook-nosed tag. I feel like the hook-nosed tag is what they're like.
No, because a lot of them a lot of them know like the roots to which those come from. Like they know what they actually they understand what the broom is or what where the hat came from. I don't understand all of it. I don't know all of it, but I know people who do know. You know what I mean? Where that came from. People who like,
bring them on. Like, we need a witch on this show.
Who celebrate what is it? What's it's not Halloween. They don't celebrate Halloween. It's
All Hallows Eve.
The one with the S. It's from like Ireland or something.
From Ireland.
The
Sabbath?
No.
Hold
on, I'm gonna look it up. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna find it. Solstice, they do, and they do a whole thing about it. But I think what the issue is with things like Witch, right, with the film like that, is like people then out here think these witches are like out here making sacrifices and shit.
Oh, like Wiccan festivals?
Like maybe they're in the woods dancing naked, cool, but like I don't think they're out here like like doing devil work. Some witches do believe in that, but I think a lot of witches, the misunderstanding is like, or the misconception is that they're all devil worshippers or something, and that's not the case. That's not the case at all for the most part.
I'm gonna mispronounce it. It's called Samhain.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Celtic spiritual tradition.
What is that? That like their
it's usually celebrated October 31st to November 1st to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world break down during Samhain, allowing more interaction between humans and denizens of the other world.
So this is what witches typically celebrate over how they don't do Halloween like that most of the time. They do Samhain. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but isn't that interesting? I was like,
yeah, that's great. Interesting. I like
it's
all
a pagan
those
holiday. But people think pagan,
Pagans
and they think
are bad.
Like pagans are they out here killing people like, and I think that witches just get like I think that they probably they just probably get a laugh at that.
Well, but I also think witches just get a bad rap because of things like the Salem witch trials. And I've always been like very passionate about the Salem witch trials. I kind of feel like maybe in a past life I died in them. But I like the women that were put to death and hanged because they were witches were women that were living outside of the bounds of normal society. Single mothers, women that spoke without being talked to, like, like opinionated women. It was always very women much. that like didn't conform or didn't go with,
because they were like
and they were hanged or burned at the stake for those things. And I think that that's also why there's this like weird connotation of like, oh, you're a witch, like
right.
It's all stems
because
from
the reason fear. I think that's what's so cool and most powerful about being a witch is that you carry that on your shoulders of being like the most badass feminine being ever, unless you're a warlock, which is a male witch. But
literally like it's like when I hear that someone's a witch, I'm like, you are power, like you are power in your femininity, and I love that so much.